There's a sense in which we're all trying to get back to some cozy place, home. What's your earliest memory? Do you have one that goes deep? For me, it's sitting by the kitchen window as Adela holds me in her arms. Our maid and nanny in Mexico comforted me when I thought my parents had disappeared. In Eden, that couple had a special kind of cozy. Imagine their little chats with the Creator right there in the garden. So tell us, Lord, what it's like inhabiting eternity, throwing out a handful of stars. Your bedtime stories picture a universe that nothing ever mars. Patriarchs prospering, flocks and herds increasing. That's the early time of your life, full of promise. And then somehow you end up a slave in Egypt. How did that happen? You wonder the same thing after a misfortune, tragedy, loss, or when your marriage falls apart. So you're running as fast as you can, racing away from Pharaoh, and you run smack into Mount Sinai, the fine print of the covenant. The law seems God's big stick, whacking people over the head with it. This was going to be my coming out party. Met a woman who appeared gorgeous. It was like an airport terminal in there. Everybody had so much baggage. La la la, beautiful day. And you're not ready for this, the issue of sovereignty. Who's really on the throne? There is another sovereign, keeping watch in the sky, who touches down on earth in temple, prayer, and praise, yet unconfined by all the holy houses we may piously raise. My dad had a massive stroke, could hardly speak or touch. Why would God put my wonderful father under everything? Sometimes events just push us away. I thought I could rescue her, but she looked right through me. An idol is right there, but what does it really do? There's no feedback, there's no relationship. It gives you a blank stare. I should have known better because of Adela. Sadly, idols were the only thing Adela really knew. She lived in a world where only images carried weight. Couldn't relate to the law, couldn't relate to who's on the throne, and couldn't relate to the people on fire about all the idols, the prophets. Joel throws out a plague of locusts. Yes, it's supposed to be the day of the Lord. Seeing Mom's grave marker, I saw scores of double tombstones. Couples married back in the 20s and 30s, buried together. Now I see what's left behind. Our tombstones will be miles apart. Dark prophets. They hear the fracture of a covenant, smell the incense never sent, and slowly in their vivid senses, we grow a capacity to lament. I ran across a scene in the Gospels. Gather around me, august elders, experts in what to forbid. Your professor of the kingdom is this runny-nosed kid, trying to teach Adela to read as a kid with my cuaderno. Finally told God, I'm so tired of no one will ever do this to me again. I need love to be at the center of my life, not anger. There's a place where all our disappointments get buried. He bears our sorrows, carries our griefs. Dead behind a tombstone, he's rising up in love. I came to give you life abundantly. Really getting into Paul's epistles. Every letter begins with a flood of encouragement. They teach me that love is possible, even in the most miserable of circumstances. And I realize that with love, this throne turns into a sofa. You can sit comfortably at the Almighty's right hand. And with love, the fire of the prophets turns into a fireplace, a place of comfort that warms your hands. And With love, the law turns into letters. One year, I got Adela's letter. And a couple of lines slowly overtook me. I've become a Christian. And all my life, never been so happy. Helped me believe in the big plan again. So did a voice. My baby's voice, cooing one night, so sweet and guileless. And then, just a little later, my dad's voice from the guest bedroom, reading an epistle, grunting out every syllable, but the voice of faith rang out in the dark. Bookends that encompass all of life. God has a plan from beginning to end. After all my wanderings, after all the ways I've allowed love to fail, I've got a sofa, I've got a fireplace, and I've got mail.